You have no idea how hard it is for me to come up with stuff to talk about for videos and shit. I mean, like, you get me talking and I don't shut up, but it's hard for me to just come up with topics, you know? And me, I feel like I have to come up with topics because I feel like I need to put stuff out for people. Every time I put some stuff out, people tell me that it helped them somehow. So I feel like I have to do it. You know, but both for others and for myself too. It really helps me. And I hate to admit it, but getting that validation helps me too. Now, I know I shouldn't, in general, we shouldn't need validation. You know, we don't need validation to do the things we do, but it feels nice to get it, right? So you have to do the right things and do the things you enjoy. You don't need to be validated, but when you get validation, oh man, it's nice. So, you know, I thank you to anybody that's ever like sent me a message or, you know, commented that, you know, something I was saying helped them out, something I posted. That's always cool. So where am I? Where am I in just things right now? My brain has been zooming for weeks, and you know, that can be a normal thing for me sometimes. And I always, you know, I try to stay conscious of it because I'm like, you know, how much of this is like, okay, so a lot of people know I have mild mania. It's not full-blown mania, like, you know, classification, you know, diagnosis of it, but it's like mild version. So if there was a bipolar 3, I'd be that. But I get mild mania, and my mania, it gets, I get slightly irritable, but I get super like productive and just energetic, and I have a million ideas, and I'm like trying to get things done, but I'm also really like, my thoughts are like disjointed, and I can't focus on stuff. So it's kind of like, it's also some ADD at the same time. Like, I don't know, but we all know like diagnoses overlap. So keep that in mind, and keep that in mind for yourself. If you have any diagnoses, know that they overlap, and one doesn't, you don't have to be textbook of something to be that. Anyway, I've been feeling a lot of that sort of mania, because I have a million ideas. I have all these things I'm trying to do, and you know, I just constantly feel like there's not enough time for it. But I know there is, and I need to stop fucking around and playing games on my phone for like 2 hours a day. 2 hours is a lot of time. I could do a lot of shit. But hey, video games, right? So what I've been trying to do, I have these ideas that have been just kind of branching off in my head lately for the last couple months. You know, I've been buying and selling vintage stuff with the Ripley's 12 Gates, and you know, that's kind of picked up, which is good because it's helped supplement all the loss from, you know, being short-staffed last year. You know, at the same time, I'm working on restaffing, and I'm kind of like getting back in the zone mentally with the shop and with work, with tattooing. You know, I was knocked out of it for a little while. I was working, but like there was this, just had this mental block where, I mean, shit, I was thinking of retiring for a little while. That's how bad that block was. You know, but I feel like I'm back on top of that, or on the way to be on top. Now, see, that's what I'm saying, where the thoughts and the ideas are all over the place, because it's like I got, you know, build up the shop, you know, build up my own personal body of tattoo work, build up my body of artwork. For some reason, I think like, hey, let me try to throw together a fucking pitch for a comic book in the next 2 weeks. So there's that, because I'm a fucking asshole. And then there's also, you know, the buying and selling vintage stuff. And that's kind of like, I'm in my head, I'm like, I need a store. I just should open a store. And then I'm like, whoa, what are you doing, Tim? How are you going to do that? How are you going to staff that? How are you going to pay for that? You can't afford it. You know, and then like in my head, I'm like, I should open another tattoo shop. I'm like, whoa, you can't even get the first one going right. You're still dealing with shit in the first one. Why would you do a second one? And then there's this other part of my head that's like, you know, stop talking sense to yourself. Stop making sense. Don't make sense. Just do things and figure it the fuck out. Figure it out while you're going, because anything big I've ever had to do, any big goal I've undertaken, anything, it's always I have to jump, and then I have to just make it fucking work. And it's not that I don't have plans. I have plans. And that's the thing is like, you get plans in order for these things, but at some point you have to take the leap. And once you take that leap, you got to just figure it out after that. You know, and the thing is like, nobody is actually ready to make, nobody's ready to make those leaps. You get as ready as you can, but you're never fully ready. There's always some doubts. There's always things that could be better, always things that could go better. And you know, that's just the story of things. And I'm not a person that has things like funding or, you know, financial backing or partners. You know, I don't have any of that shit. So if I do anything in business, it's me. It's me going. You know, I have great support. Like, you know, Steph is huge support to me, and you know, people at work are supportive. You know, Asia's been supportive of me. She helps out a lot. So it's like, you know, I have people that got my back, but at the same time, it's still me. It's on me. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't do things. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do things. You know? Does anybody follow me? Is this just a rant? I have no fucking idea. I might just be ranting today. And you know what? I'm okay with that, because that's how I fucking feel right now. Okay? Like, it's Wednesday. I'm normally off today. I normally have therapy, but I don't have therapy. And I'm normally off, but I got to go into work in a couple hours. So I have a little bit of time to kill. I'm trying to get a few things done. And this is one of them. If you want to do something, go do it. Go do it. And just as the steps unfold in front of you, do what's right. Do the next right thing. It's Frozen 2. Do the next right thing. Yay. I have a bunch of kids, and you can tell. But I mean, in reality, that's really what it is. You got to do the next thing. That's the right step. Okay? Sometimes it's not easy. Most of the time it's not easy. Sometimes you're not ready. Most of the time you're not ready. But the thing is, just like the old adage about, you know, if you're driving in the dark, you don't need to see at the end of the road. You just need to see, you know, the next 100 feet or whatever that your headlights light up, and know that the road is ahead of you. It's the same thing. Like, if you just take those steps and start moving, the path is there, and you just have to keep following it. Are you going to stumble? Probably. Are there going to be missteps? Yes. Are you going to fuck up? I'd say absolutely. But that's okay. It's all part of the process. So that's where I'm at. I have an idea for just big, audacious things for me, and for my family, and for my loved ones, and for my career and my life. I have big things I want to do. And if I sit around and think about them and make plans about them, I'm never going to do them. So let's see what 2020 is going to bring.